Alrighty, everybody, welcome to the LTA podcast. We are at Mod Pizzas right now. We are eating some garlic bread and a lot of pizzas. I got Jordan and Lacho over here. Lacho, you already know. Jordan's the manager at Trader Joe's.
For like the next 5 days.
Yeah. I mean, he's been at Trader Joe's, at our store for 2 years about. And he's been a chill dude. We've been playing Warzone. I think that's all the games that we played, but I mean...
Been on the battlefield in the store, online.
Yeah, all around just a really cool dude to hang out with. We finally got this podcast going.
Hold on, you forgot to mention that you used me and him, or you used Jordan and I as shields.
I don't think we played Warzone so much as just like I tried to survive Warzone. I'm the man in the gulag though.
You were the
gulag
defense.
master. It's my home. The gulag's my home.
I didn't even win in the gulag. That's the worst part.
I'd just be buying you back. Me and Alfred got you.
So bad.
Yeah, all of the money that we would collect would go to extra lives for me and Lacho.
Hey, you guys gave us the important intel of where they're at. When we don't know where they're at, you guys just run in there and then we'll just clean it up.
That's also if I could figure out when to jump out of the airplane and where to land.
Yeah.
It's not like miles away.
Yeah, we've been getting on the helicopters and all that. Little pizza action.
The time I offered to drive the helicopter and then everyone was like, no.
Wait, what?
Remember, I was trying to hop in. I was like, and then you were like, have you flown one of these? And I was like, no. Gotta get out.
There was that one time when, was it you or Tui that told us to go lower? I think it was Alfred, you, and Tui and I that we were playing.
Tui said to go lower.
Yeah, he said go lower, and I flew low, and we ended up crashing because we got blown up by the enemy. It was terrible.
They like had a rocket launcher just aiming at us. My gosh.
I didn't play with Tui, but he watched me die a lot. So I came into work the next day, he goes, damn man, you suck at Warzone. I was like, oh, you were watching?
Tui tried to give me a whole new setup.
Yeah.
Oh man, he was like the momager.
He was the loadout man.
The momager?
Yep.
Because he would give you the loadout.
Exactly.
You just kind of know what to go off of.
It's Tui the foodie though, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's our guy. Oh man. You got hella
We'll go through
to get me to buy some too.
We'll go through it.
Oh yeah.
So how have you been, Jordan? Give a little context to the viewers who you are.
Who I am? I'm currently been busy moving, so I haven't really been playing too much stuff, but actually it is kind of a lot. I've been playing a lot of the new Guardians of the Galaxy game, which has been pretty fun. And then I've been getting into Back 4 Blood, which is the hardest game.
The zombie game, right?
Yeah, I was playing it with my brother. Me and him have been playing lately, and
I've seen
it's
it.
like one of those things. Like we were like, shit, dude, we must be on like the hella hard difficulty, but we're on like the most basic difficulty setting, but it's so hard. It's one of the most like overwhelming games I've ever played. Because it's like the moment you get separated from your crew, that's it. You're literally as good as dead.
Isn't it like similar to Left 4 Dead? Like kind of like the
it's
concept.
It's like the people. I think it's that development team from Left 4 Dead.
I can never pass the levels for Left 4 Dead.
It's just as hard. It's the same makers, but I think because I think Steam or something owns Left 4 Dead or whatever, some sort of legal thing I don't know much about, but I know that they ended up leaving and then they broke off and started made Back 4 Blood. But I think for all intents and purposes, it is like a sequel to. But it's so like unforgiving and so brutal. It's overwhelming. Like the hordes are just. It's so easy to like get lost and die.
I've seen the gameplay and it looks like fun.
It's hella fun.
Just like the bosses just look pretty intimidating.
It is, man. Because they're like. There's like these one dudes. They're called tall boys, and they're like these really tall dudes with like this one massive arm that they use as like a club, or like they'll just grab you. It sucks so much. so it doesn't matter like what kind of like traps you laid before. Like those things, it just mob right through you.
Bro,
I was playing last night, dude. It took us a collective like 10 runs to finally get through what we thought, and then we ended up dying. Like it takes so much planning, and then like it doesn't matter what you can't like. Each run's different. Like each map is slightly different. Like there might be like a safe room in one run, and then the next run you'll run for that safe room, and then it's gone. You're like, oh.
Dude, no matter
you get destroyed.
no matter the traps that all the games place to like get all these bigger people to like kill them and trap them, the traps never work. They suck, dude.
Well, you have to play with people too, like that you're cool with. Like you can't like play with random people that not communicate. Like otherwise you're gonna die. Like
That's the worst thing when you can't communicate with someone. That's the worst thing that can happen.
But it's like they all can hear you talk anyway, so it's frustrating when they're not listening. And you got people that just want to go in like solo and like,
Oh, they're listening. They just don't give a fuck.
I don't care, man. But Back for Blood's pretty fun, man. You guys should definitely, if you want to get in on it, man, we'll definitely like.
Is it cross-platform?
I think it is. I believe it is. I'll have to look that up.
What is it called?
I don't know, I may have lied.
Back for Blood.
Back for Blood.
It's good though. But it's like really challenging. It's like pretty straightforward in terms of like gameplay, but like it's not like anything like extraordinarily like difficult to grasp, but it's just overwhelming.
Felix is a big fan of hard
Felix would
games.
be really good in it, man. I think Felix would be just fun. I like for me it's really hard, but I feel like for Felix it'd be really good.
It's probably even more difficult for me.
You'd be like halfway through an act, it's just like I don't get what to do.
Yeah.
That's because I used to play a lot of Call of Duty back then. As a kid, I played like zombies with my friend. And like, as a kid, I was terrified of the zombies. But now that I'm older, I can just play it solo.
Now you fear no God.
That's how you know it's gonna be easy.
I played zombies like on occasion with people. Like it was like a fun like you get over to someone's house and but it was fun. But I think the last like other than like Warzone with you guys, the last like Call of Duty game that I think I played religiously was Modern Warfare 2
Oh my God.
on the PlayStation 2. I think it was. And that was like online play was still like it was pretty good for back then, but still though like I just remember playing the airport level and I was just like, this is intense. Like, I don't know.
When you have to shoot, didn't you have to shoot like
dude.
hella innocent people
I
too?
felt like weird playing.
I felt like a terrorist when
I was like,
played that,
this
to
is
be
really
honest.
like, I was like, should I be playing this game?
Exactly. But
Yeah.
in Modern Warfare 2, that was one of my favorite like game sessions to play.
That was,
because it
that was the best map to play on.
The best
for sure.
map, yeah.
Speaking of which, I've been, I don't know if you guys are really into Halo at all, but I just saw, I think IGN put out like a video of like a new like map, multiplayer map. It looks sick, man. It looks like a futuristic like downtown street area. It doesn't look like a Halo game. Like it's weird.
So it's more of a reality than like fictional.
Well, no, this one map in particular just looked like whatever map this is and wherever this is in the game. Like, I'm really excited for the game. Even though like I didn't really play, I tried to play Halo like Guardians, and then halfway through I was like,
I played it,
it
but
wasn't as good as I wanted it to be.
I never really understood the story behind Halo. I never really paid much attention
Well, it's like
to it.
it's one of those things where it's like at this point, like I think like the lore. There's been so many like side games. Like I'm not really into like I'm into like the main franchise for the most part, but I didn't really play much of like what is it, ODST or whatever. You know, I didn't really get into those ones, but Master Chief's he's pretty dope though.
His storyline.
I played it a little bit,
But I think like I have like a soft spot for Halo anyway, just because like I remember like getting the first Xbox and like playing that, like that was like a game. It was like a game changer for real. Like that was never like we had to like rig up like multiplayer in our house back then. We had to like get like 2 TVs and like set up 2 teams. Like I had one like group of my friends in the kitchen and then the rest of us in the living room.
well, that's how you don't cheat.
Yeah, it was the only way to get it done.
Screen looking.
Yeah, we had to like not because like we wouldn't, you know, you could share the screen with your teammates, that's fine, but like yeah, screen looking was a sin, and everybody did it though.
It was terrible.
It was
because
impossible not to do it. I don't care.
Yeah,
what
there was no way you couldn't not.
you can be the most noble player, but you were screen. Everyone was screen looking back, especially during like
Oh, I used to do that with my brother. We would be playing.
Andre.
Dude, oh my gosh. When we were younger, he was intense. Like we could not get along. Yeah, because he would get upset. So I couldn't win any game. So we played Black Ops because we finally got an Xbox, and I remember once we got it, I started playing and my brother wanted to play, and we were playing gun game. And oh my gosh, I was like beating him, and to the point where like I didn't want to win because if I win, I knew I was gonna get punched.
They beat the shit out of Felix.
Yeah, because he'd be like, yo, how do you know I'm here? And I'm be like, I'm not screen looking, totally not.
I was just walking around, just guessing where you were.
I would do that with my brother a lot. Like he would get mad at me because I would hustle him. I let him beat me for a couple rounds, and then we'd bet, and then I'd like start raising the stakes. I'm okay, don't worry about it. No, just completely annihilate him. We played this game on N64 called Clay Fighters.
Clay Fighters?
It was like this obscure fighting game from like the late 90s, and it's like it's like a fighting game like Mortal Kombat, but you're like these clay type. They call them Clay Fighters, but like you can play as like characters like Earthworm Jim. If you know what Earthworm Jim was, Earthworm Jim is another like bizarre like video game character from the 90s. Where you're like a worm, but in like a humanoid suit. But you're a worm head, but his name was Earthworm Jim. Just weird, yeah.
I was forced to. So when I was younger, I had an Xbox 360, right? I had one controller because I got when I got my Xbox, and then I had to get another one because my brother always wanted to play. And so whenever we would play Call of Duty, I would eventually let him get like 10 kills ahead of me in multiplayer, then just completely ram him through until I got to we evened out, and then I eventually I would sometimes let him win, but for the most part, you can't let your little brother win, so I would always win.
Yeah, it's a rule.
It's a pride thing.
For him getting killed.
That's how you maintain dominance as the elder. You know, you got. I can't laugh. But he would beat me in like baseball games and stuff. We used to play like all of those.
But, oh man, I was terrible at that.
Dude, Halo, I was jealous when people played it because I didn't really own it, but whenever I went to my friend's house, always playing Halo.
Halo, what was your first game system?
The Wii.
Yeah, that's crazy. Damn.
Wait, no. The Nintendo DS.
Okay.
DSi.
Like, I never really had, like, I never got into, like, the handheld Nintendo games outside of, like, the Game Boy Color.
Bro. Thank you.
Some Mario Kart action.
Yeah, dude wants to kill you, bro.
Dude, I actually have a story about a Wii. It was my birthday. My neighbor, I got along with my neighbor. This was many years ago. We were back in, I think it was 5th, 4th grade.
Yeah.
He had a Wii, right, that he had just got. And for my birthday, he told me he was going to get me a Wii. He ended up giving me his Wii for like 2 hours, and then his mom got really mad because she was wondering what happened to his Wii.
She's like, I paid how much money for that shit?
Yeah, we were literally at my party, right? And then his mom comes over and goes, hey, do you know if my son is here with his Wii? Dude, I had a Wii for like 2 hours and that was it.
I think the first person I knew who had the Xbox, we had a neighbor, and we would go over his house and play this UFC game, and the shit would get crazy though, because we were not like, none of us liked to lose. Man, like, I'd beat the shit out of him in this game. He would get so mad. But him and his brother took, like, they actually knew, like, martial arts in real life.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And his brother, Diego, was a crazy kid. Like, he was the oldest brother, and he was, like, Diego was, like, this, like, I think they were from El Salvador originally.
No, I thought you were going to say from, Joe's cousin.
No, they were Brazilian, but they lived in El Salvador for a while. But either way, like, Alonso was the younger brother, but Diego was like the oldest one. He was cool, but Diego was like a little bit
out of it.
He made like a homemade bow and arrow.
Oh shit!
And we made like a slingshot once. That was like the most brutal thing I'd ever been hit with at that time. Like it was like the closest to getting hit like a gunshot. I felt like it was so powerful. But he didn't like to lose. But he would beat the shit out of you if you beat him. But
yeah, I would much rather take the loss there.
Yeah, like he actually like he threw a stick at me like a javelin once, and I actually like cut my head open for real.
Oh shit!
What the heck? That guy's got anger management issues.
A little bit, yeah, but he was weird, man. He would walk around with like no shoes, and he had like a raccoon hat that he would wear. You know what I mean? Like, he would just wear that shit.
Dude, sounds
didn't
like
didn't put deodorant on. Like he was someone like if like the world went to hell, like you probably want to be friends with him because I feel like he would
He'd survive
Yeah,
it.
he would survive for sure.
He's like Bear Grylls over there.
A little bit. But yeah, that's the legend of Diego
Legend of Diego.
and the Xbox.
The mystery.
Yeah. But yeah, I think my first gaming system was a hand-me-down Sega Genesis. And I was like the best thing in the world.
The Genesis. Is
My
that
first, because I had an Xbox 360, and then I also had a Nintendo, Nintendo DS or DS Nintendo, whatever.
DSi?
And I had one. My dad got one for each one of my siblings. There was a time in middle school where me and my cousin fought over my little sister's Nintendo, and you know how it flips open? We each grabbed one side and we split it in half because we were fighting for it. I didn't get in trouble, but
Yeah.
that just reminded me of
She's
little.
dead, yeah.
It was terrible, but it was fun, you know. Those brings back a lot of memories back then. It's pretty good.
Nintendo Switch. The Nintendo DSi. DS.
I think it's kind of crazy when I think about like outside of like an Atari or whatever, pretty much like a couple other like obscure like Japanese gaming systems that came out like the mid '80s, but pretty much been alive for like every damn console. It's crazy. I'm gonna be playing video games till like I'm like until I die. I think I'm gonna be like an old man. Like
I think I am too, dude, because we basically grew up in a generation where video games is such a normal thing to do.
yeah.
I mean, it's a good thing, but you never know. I enjoy it. Although I don't really have much time to play them anymore, I still enjoy going back and just.
I think everything in moderation. You know, I'll play on my weekends and stuff. Like last weekend, I think I played. Installed Guardians of the Galaxy, and I think about it. Oh, man, I blasted through most of that game. I had to stop so I could just like allow myself time to enjoy it more. But
Well, every video game that I got, every new video game, I would like completely play like for hours on hours on hours. Like I would finish the game within a couple days, like or a few days, you know.
yeah,
And then
I
I'd be like,
remember
damn, now what? You know.
that. Yeah, this one I was like, yeah, it's so good though. It's a lot better than like the Avengers game that came out like earlier.
You know, I never
last
played.
year.
I never played it.
It was alright. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't like.
It wasn't too crazy.
No, 'cause I think everybody wants like a single player campaign too. Like Guardians of the Galaxy is actually really good. Like story wise, it holds up with like the movies. I think it's pretty good.
One game I've always wanted to play, but I never played, was the Star Wars games.
Which one?
The like
Ooh,
Battlefront
like which
ones.
one?
That's the thing. I didn't get to play any of them.
I was playing Battlefront 2 for a minute. Again,
When I saw
Heroes and
the
Villains.
when I saw the trailer for Battlefront, I think it was the first one, right?
It's
I
worth
was like,
playing now.
no way, that looks so cool.
It wasn't good at first, but now it's worth playing.
Why wasn't it good?
Because when they released it, it was a bunch of drama around like loot crates and stuff,
The crates.
and like you have to like pay to play features. You know, like,
Yeah. Like you have to play
you have
to
a Star
win.
Wars game, but then you essentially either have to like plug in a stupid amount of hours to get the points to buy one of these characters, or you get paid for them outright. But like, how you gonna have a Star Wars game and then make like characters like Luke Skywalker not playable right away? You know, like you gotta pay for like the cool.
Yeah.
Because like they have their heroes and villains thing, that's just like all I've been playing. It's like 4 vs 4, and you pick like your light side or the dark side. You pick like a main like character from the movies and stuff. And that's pretty fun. You just have a bunch of people just like mobbing on each other with lightsabers and stuff, and just like it's just chaotic, but it's fun.
Like so, when I saw the trailers, I saw that even though you had the lightsaber in the movies, obviously you cut right through them, right? But
Yeah.
in the game, it doesn't.
No, it's
I wish
still
it did.
yeah.
I would
not
have
as,
that would have been very fun. In a good way. Not about
But
it.
they have that game, The Force. What's it? Force Awakens or whatever. Yeah, it's pretty good. That was a good Star Wars game.
I watched every single Star Wars movie, but I still am terrible at movies.
I tried watching Rise of Skywalker again just to make myself do it. To convince myself that maybe it's a good movie.
Dude, they're also
There's a lot that I like about it.
3 hours long.
Well, dude, it's just like, I don't know. As soon as I watch it, like, there are parts of it that I like, and then there are parts that I'm just like, what?
Like, what is even
What
going
happened
on?
here? Yeah, what is, like, seriously, what is going on?
Yeah, there's definitely, I feel like they could have, like, this goes for all movies, not just one movie. Like, I feel like they miss out on a lot of detail, because a lot of the newer movies are, like, so much more shorter, have less detail, but, like, the graphics are good.
Or how into Star Wars are you guys? Are you pretty, like, into it, or?
I'm not much into it, I just
Not
like
really.
watching it.
Because I'm
I
into
like
it,
the
bro.
video games.
I got opinions on this shit.
Go for it, dude.
Bad, man. But it's just kind of a crazy, like, when you, I think so much of, like, The Rise of Skywalker, there's a,
I always have the guest close it out. Thoughts and opinions.
I don't know. This has been fun. We should have done this more often, but, you know, we'll figure that, you know, this will be like the last time we all get to kick it. Otherwise, I'll see you at work on Friday.
You don't even work Friday.
Oh, no, I don't.
Damn, so this is his last day. He's almost.
I'll try to visit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm here until Sunday, so I mean, at least.
Oh, you stop by Trader Joe's then.
Dude, stop. We'll be there, dude.
We'll set up a surprise barbecue or something for you.
Maybe we'll do like an ice cream thing.
Yo,
We'll set up Felix and Andre's ice
me and
cream.
Andre, back at it again, part 2.
Who was it that left last time that did it?
Jen.
Jennifer.
Jen.
Yeah.
Who I will be seeing in 2 weeks.
She let us,
Oh, yeah, she's gonna.
I'm gonna be at the same store with her, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's
So-
if she hasn't got fired yet.
oh my gosh. Is that the closing statement right there?
Damn, that's brutal.
just kidding,
I'm
that's
sure
my
she
gosh.
didn't. I don't know. It's been
I love her though. She was really nice.
my closing statement is it's been a fun 2 years getting to know you guys. I'm glad we're able to finally do this podcast after like months of trying to get this thing going.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It was also very fun to work out with her too. Definitely
fun.
learned a lot.
It's been fun getting
Different
to know you guys.
workouts that I've actually implemented into my workout
Yeah, man,
routine.
we see some good ones in there.
Dude, I actually started to do the what is it, the skull
Skull
crushers.
crushers.
I always hated them, but now I just
I
fuck
like them.
Yeah.
You gotta like.
I love
You
the
gotta
pain.
like get over it first. I think.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, we were. Yeah, man. Had a lot of good times in the gym. Watching this guy holler at ladies at the gym.
It was fun. Worth it?
Guns with balls and me.
Hey man, you gotta start somewhere, right?
Yeah. It'll be. I'll be bringing my box cutter that Andre made. Be bringing me on there with me. Yeah, it's been fun. It's been a fun 2 years. I'm gonna miss you guys. We'll have to do this again at some point, digitally, online somewhere.
I might have to fly out to Texas in the next few months.
Try to pick out on some barbecue.
Trip? We're going on a trip?
Well, at least